Hi everybody, this is going to be a bit of a different video. I am making some little origami swans, 7 swans a swimming to be precise, and I thought I'm just going to film this because I know it can be kind of fun to watch origami, and I think that that's something I've been wanting to do for a while, is get into origami videos. That used to be a big hobby of mine. And I don't know, I'm kind of out of practice, so there's that, but it's just a fun way to relax and we can chit chat about various bookish things while we're doing it. So if that interests you, feel free to keep watching, and if not, I'll have more book reviews soon. So yeah, this is also, this is being shot on my phone, so the audio is going to be not as good as usual, but I just wanted to be a little less formal with this video and just kind of, I don't know, try something different. Reading wise, so I'm still reading Crime and Punishment, which I reviewed the first part weeks ago. Some of you might remember. And I just finished part 2, and I'm actually about halfway or more through part 3. Part 2 was kind of slow compared to the first part, so I didn't end up making a video about it. But what I will say is that part 3 is really picking up, and I don't know what all these little crumbs are. Anyway, part 3 is really picking up again, so I will try to do at least one more video on Crime and Punishment before long. So let's see, I'm following a tutorial here, but I've also kind of changed things up, and they don't all have to be exactly the same, but I kind of want them to at least be more or less the same size. But yeah, part 2 is kind of slow. It really just covers the protagonist, Raskolnikov, and his delirious state, and mostly conversations, lots of conversations, him running around and talking to people, all that good Dostoevsky stuff. So yeah, it's kind of interesting how Dostoevsky will just shamelessly spend pages and pages and pages on conversations, and honestly, I kind of enjoy it. I think it makes his work a little more accessible, in that he's not just so focused on he's just not so focused on descriptions, but the psychological action, if you will. Hence the long, laborious conversations. As far as what else I'm reading, so I'm still reading Clarice Lispector. I don't know if you follow my blog, you'll know that I'm also reading a book called The Passion According to G.H. by Clarice Lispector. A very interesting book. It's very difficult to understand, and I'm not sure if I like it yet. Kind of have mixed feelings on it so far. Okay, this isn't really... I think I ended up making the neck too short, but I guess this can be a baby swan. Yeah, Clarice Lispector, a Brazilian author, reading her for the Reading the World Challenge, and her book in some ways draws upon Kafka, but not... I really don't see a lot of Kafka. I think she's very much her own thing. Highly surrealist, very weird. And again, not sure yet how I feel about the book. I thought the beginning was quite strong, and now I'm starting to not feel sure if I am enjoying it. But we shall see. One thing is for sure, that reading more 20th century literature has really exposed me to different ways of writing. Yeah, this one, yeah, quite a bit different than the other swan, but that's okay. So we've got to get through 7 of these, so I probably shouldn't be too perfectionist about this, but you know how it is. Right, so Clarissa Spector, brand new author to me, certainly a remarkable author, someone you talk about whether you enjoy her writing or not, and I will try to do at least a short book review about her in the future. And then as far as my other reading, I think that's about all I'm really focused on right now. I might be doing a book haul soon, even though I was trying to avoid buying books for a while there. Not really that long in hindsight. But I did get like some bonus from work, and I thought, well, maybe I should buy some books. But I don't want to get carried away because I still have so much from past book hauls that I need to read. And some books coming for Christmas, perhaps. Of course. And yeah, I don't know. We'll see. One of my goals, my ongoing goals, as you can imagine, is trying to read books I own. So that's certainly something I'm gonna try to double down on next year. And almost out of necessity because, okay, this is looking a little strange. Am I doing it the same as before? Wait a minute, what's going on here? Interesting. I think I'm doing something wrong. I think... Oh, I see. Right. Okay. These do not have to be perfect swans. They just have to be swans. So, where were we with the reading discussion? Yes, another goal for next year, obviously, is reading Dune, which I talked about at length on a previous video. So that's going to be probably a January, February read. It's kind of a long book, but I'm looking forward to that quite a bit. Another thing I want to do is try to read more books people have recommended to me over the years, or books that I've noticed on other people's YouTube channels or blogs, or in comments you guys have left me. I would really like to read more of those recommendations, because I feel like I often just add them to my list and then forget about them, and that's no good. So, what other goals did I have? pretty much that. I mean, I don't want to overdo it next year. I know it's going to be a busy year, personally speaking, and the last thing I want to do is overcommit myself like I usually do. And I'm a mood reader, so one thing's for sure is that whatever plans I make are almost certain to be changed. So, there's 3. We're not even quite halfway yet. Okay, what else? So yeah, Christmas is coming. What's on you guys' reading wish list? Or if you are like me and you tend to do a lot of reading around the holidays in your vacation time or whatever, what books are you looking forward to reading in those moments? As far as my wish list books that I asked for from my family, I'm hoping to get a copy of Sachiko by Shusaku Endo, which was one of my 5-star books from this year, and Chess Story by Stefan Zweig, which I talked about on a live stream. Really, really liked that one. Of course, I'll be happy with whatever they get me, so if you're watching this, family, don't worry. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and as far as what I'm going to be reading, I don't know, probably some short things. Of course, finishing up Crime and Punishment. I got a copy of The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton. The Outsiders is, from my understanding, sort of a young adult classic from the 1960s. And I was hearing such good things about it from various people I follow that I thought I should give it a try. Something kind of outside my wheelhouse, but also kind of in the realm of modern classics, is my understanding. So that came. Also, it was like really cheap, and I needed to bump up my order so I'd get the free shipping, and it just made sense to go ahead and get The Outsiders. Oops. Gonna pull up the instructions again. Oh. Alright. Yeah. Okay. We're on the 4th swan here. Do you guys like the 12 Days of Christmas, the song? When I was a kid, it was definitely one of my least favorites. I just feel like it's so repetitive, and when you're a kid, it just seems to take forever to sing the 12 Days of Christmas. But I kind of like it now. My favorite Christmas carols and songs, well, I like all the vintage classics a lot. You know, Bing Crosby. Yeah, I like the old vintage classics a lot. I like any happy songs. I like happy music during the holidays. I do like some of the somber carols, like It Came Upon a Midnight Clear. That's one of my top favorites. But generally, I like the really happy songs. Okay, so by the way, if my hands look terrible, it's because they really are. Yeah, playing ukulele and winter and just everything else has done a number on my manicure, but oh well. I should really do more origami because I've forgotten how relaxing this is. So one thing I used to do was listen to radio dramas and do origami for hours upon end. If you've heard of the Focus on the Family radio dramas, they're really good. They have very good production quality, and they often will make adaptations of classic literature like Little Women, and Christmas Carol is really good. They did the entire Chronicles of Narnia. I just really enjoy them. They also did Les Mis. Not the musical, but a radio drama adaptation of the novel. And that was really good too. And they did Ben-Hur as well, which I liked. It was, you know, an adaptation of the novel Ben-Hur, so there were characters, or at least one character that wasn't in the movie. And they also gave you a glimpse of life of the characters after the end of the story. Anyway, I like their stuff, at least the older stuff. I haven't really seen or listened to the new stuff. And used to do a lot of origami listening to those. If you want to get into origami, I recommend the books of John Montrell. His diagrams are very nicely, oh, I think I did it again, opposite direction. Okay, his diagrams are very clear, and he has his models rated on a scale from 1 to 5, so you kind of know what you're getting into. And you can just sort of gradually work up to the harder stuff. But even his simple models are very nice. So you never feel like you're just, you know, stuck in beginner mode, but you have some nice models to start out with and then a clear program for progressing to harder models. And then the other thing I would recommend is, you know, here I'm using these really tiny pieces of paper, but you're going to want to use a very large piece of paper as a beginner, and then just also for the more difficult models. So I've got some other paper here I'll show you real quick. So these are all like smaller sized, like this. Well, wait a minute. No, these are slightly bigger. These are some that my dad got me from Japan long ago. And they're so pretty. I really haven't used a lot of them. Look at that. It's got a little bit of a gold pattern on it. And I'm not sure it's showing up, but yeah, I love these. These are rice paper. It's rice paper. Assortment of little scraps and pieces from the past. It's funny because I don't really look at these that often, so they're just highly nostalgic. These are more Japanese origami paper. And then these are some of my favorites. When I was little, I was part of a origami, I guess you could call it a class at the library. More like just a fun craft session. And I was helping out the gal who was running it. And I think at the end they had all this leftover origami paper, and she gave me these. And they're just really cute. I like how they have that solid color on the back. So yeah, those are very sweet. trying to see if there's anything else interesting in here. Here's another nostalgic one. This is one that I actually had folded into something, I think. Or attempted to. But I kept it because I really like the, the pattern. I think that I would probably want to, well, if I ever get into scrapbooking, maybe I'll use that in some way. But it's just really, really pretty. And then a sucker for florals. There's some really old stuff in here. This is a real tangent. Oh, yes. So, here's a little classic origami boat. Like a one sailboat. Well, if you made it from a larger piece of paper, it would stand up in a little heart from one of those. Actually, this is a bookmark. That's right. Do I have something I can show here? 1 second. Here's a design book that I was reading for work. But yeah, you can use this as a bookmark. And I actually don't remember originally where I got the pattern from. I think it's a book at my parents' house, but it just slips over the corner like that. Granted, not sure if that is the best thing for a book corner because this is kind of stiff. But anyway, so we got to finish up our swans here. We've got like 1.5 to go. Okay, we're almost there. Yeah, you may be seeing more random videos in the future. Not too many, I hope, because I don't want to detract from the book reviews and such, but I will be going through a lot of my stuff here in the near future, and there might be some interesting video material. Okay, that's gonna have to... Hopefully this is showing up pretty good. Alright, last one. But yeah, origami is great for people who, you know, if you're someone who likes fidget toys or things of that nature, if you need to be busy all the time, I know that's me, alright. This is a great hobby. It's pretty easy to get origami paper. The books really aren't that expensive, and there's lots of free tutorials on YouTube now as well. I mean, when I started, or when I was really into it, I don't think YouTube was really big back then. So most of the time I would have to get a book from the library or ask my mom to get me a book. And now you just go on YouTube, and not only do you have the diagram, but you've got somebody walking you through it. So what could be more convenient and fun? However, I do think there's something useful about learning how to read from the diagrams, just from a teaching perspective. I think it's good for kids to be able to have that skill of learning to read from instructions. it just comes in handy for a lot of things in life. All right. Well, this one has a rather short neck and a big head, but I guess this will be the... It's okay. It's okay. There. 7 swans swimming. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this randomness. If you did, please give it a like. And if you want to see more origami videos, let me know. I'll talk to you later. Bye.